What's going on, everybody? My name is Payton, and this is the breakdown of my rap on my mind. Alright, on the off chance the stars happen to align to point you in the right direction, can't ignore the signs. I started off right there. I was saying, I just want to make a beat because I made the beat for this song. And after I made it, as soon as I made it, then I had another spark of let me just write. And I felt like the stars aligned for me right there. So I was like, I can't ignore the signs. I need to make a video about it. You know what I mean? And keep going with it. The spark to make a beat and write a rhyme don't normally come so close for me. Usually I'll have a beat and then I'll sit on it for a second and then come up with a rhyme for it. Few days, few months, few years later. And because I just like to make a lot of beats, and I like to see where the beats take me. But the stars aligned for this one. What's on your mind? You gotta get it off your chest. I got a gut feeling we ain't seen nothing yet. What's on your mind? Lots of times when I talk to myself, I talk like I am talking to somebody. So I say, what are you doing? As opposed to, what am I doing? Or I refer to myself as multiple people in a sense where, like, I'm not so sure we like that. It's weird. So I'm asking myself what's on my mind. I gotta get it off my chest. And I say that because in the next line I say, because I got a gut feeling we ain't seen nothing yet. Because they say that there's enough neurons in the gut that it's another brain. So when they say gut feeling, it's not just a saying, but it's kind of true that there is another control center in your gut. I love to forget, but frankly, that ain't in the cards. I was in the dark for a long time, talking to walls, blaming the world for all my selfish deeds, playing the victim. Poor young helpless me. Alright, now with that, I had some traumatic stuff happen to me as a child. Me and my little brother were put into a foster home, and while we were there, some pretty bad stuff happened, and it stuck with me. It made me wary. It made me hateful. It made me hurt. All of that. And I realized later that everybody has problems, but not everybody wears them as much as I was wearing them. And I didn't want to wear it so much. I felt like it was a victim outfit that I was putting on, playing a victim. When I heard the stories of other people, it made me say, damn, my life really wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But not to compare and not to victim shame and anything. Because in the next line I say, that's not fair. I was only 8 years old. The past is the past, but it still takes its toll. So yeah, it was back in the 80s, 1986 to 1990, 4 years of my life when I was 8 to 12. And it changed me. So it's in the past, but it still takes its toll. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that I had to make a change in the way I framed everything. I had to defeat that inner anger, because that inner anger and inner sadness turned into like a troll that was taking its toll on me every few months, and sometimes almost every month. I find myself crying, you know what I'm saying, just sad. And I realized I had to recontextualize it all. So I say in the next line, I slayed that troll, so I never became that troll. I hated my soul, it's too heavy, making me slow. I had to recontextualize everything and look at just the whole scenario and say, look, it is what it is. I'm not angry about it because it's just a part of life. Things happen. Humans do things that aren't good to other humans lots of times. And it is what it is. So instead of becoming that person who was just always angry, becoming that troll who was just ready for war in my mind all the time, I had to slay it. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it was. And the next lines, I'm like, I let a lot go, and now I feel better than ever. I still get sad, but I know things get better. And pray for the wisdom to measure twice before I slice. Advice is good or bad, no matter who provides. So yeah, I let a lot of the things go that were holding me back in my mind. But I'm not going to sit here in front like, oh, now I'm perfect and all that. I still get sad. I still go through, bouts of depression here and there. And in the next lines, I'll talk about something in the sense of why I said, I gotta pray for the wisdom to measure twice. They say, measure twice before you cut, and to pay attention, because you can learn something from anybody, and you can learn what to do and what not to do from anybody. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by advice is good or bad, no matter who provides. Somebody who's super successful can give you bad advice for you, and somebody who's not successful can give you good advice for you. It's just, advice is just an assessment of a situation, and sometimes that can be good or bad, no matter where it comes from. And so in the next lines, I say, pay attention, or you might end up paying for something twice. The price and the cost might not intertwine. I made a video about the price and the cost. I went into depth about that, but to summarize it, You buy something at the store, you buy something wherever. My example was alcohol, and the price was, $6 for a 6-pack of High Life at Kroger, or, whatever for the bottles of the wine. I'll get the cheap stuff. So that's the price, but then the cost, the toll that it takes on you, that it took on me, was different. It was a lot more, it was a lot more than what I paid for. And so the last of the rhyme is, the time that is lost, find out after you buy. You try to remember, forget it, it's gone, bye. And it's like, yeah, during that time where I was super drunk, I passed out, it's time that I don't remember. I had to be told about what happened. This happened a few times in my life where I passed out and I don't know what happened, and I had to be told about my shenanigans. Usually it's not good. And I'm like, I'm trying to remember. But then I'm like, you know what, forget it. Yeah, it's gone. That ended. Bye.